Nvidia's stock is feeling the burn. Their 2080 Ti breaks some serious benchmark records, and could AMD be releasing a 10-core 2800X? Stay tuned. I'm so pumped to announce the long-awaited release from Mastrop's collaboration project with Sennheiser, the HD58X. A successor to Sennheiser's first-in-class HD580 headphones, the HD58X is an audiophile's dream, and at just $150 it's able to outclass headphones at over twice the price. And while this is a sponsor, I'm serious. If you don't believe me, check out what the experts had to say. If you're interested, definitely check those out before they're sold out in the description below. Welcome back to GamerMeld. The RTX 2080 and 2080 Ti haven't been doing all that well in the public eye, and investors are taking notice, as Morgan Stanley's analyst Joseph Moore had some choice words regarding Nvidia. He made a reference to the mixed reviews of the new GPUs and even stated, quote, "We are surprised that the 2080 is only slightly better than the 1080 Ti, which has been available for over a year and is slightly less expensive. With higher clock speeds, higher core count, and 40% higher memory bandwidth, we'd expected a bigger boost." Ouch. Obviously, Nvidia is very much riding on ray tracing to bring the cards forward. Unfortunately for them, that statement helped in seeing the company's stock close 2.1% lower that day. With that said, Turing is still making some pretty impressive performance numbers. Take, for example, multiple record-breaking scores from the RTX 2080 Ti. Overclocker Kingpin was able to get the GPU to 2.4 GHz and its RAM to over 17,000 megatransfers per second on liquid nitrogen. That, coupled with Intel's 7980XE clocked at 5.5 GHz, Kingpin was able to break multiple records in 3D Mark. First, he got a score of 9275 in Times by Extreme, with a graphics score of 8,822. Then, in Firestrike Ultra, the setup received a score of 11,283, with a graphics score of 10,909. Yeah, those are some pretty intense scores to say the least. Of course, liquid nitrogen isn't something to use long term, so it's more for bragging rights, but still definitely a cool feat. Lastly for today, Intel's Core i9-9900K has had so many leaks at this point that we know just about everything there is to know about the 8-core 16-thread CPU. But that's not what we're here to discuss. Originally found and reported by El Chapuza's Informatica and later picked up by Forbes, there's a supposed Cinebench score for an upcoming Ryzen 7 2800X. And as you can see, it actually shows a 10-core CPU. Now, I've got some good news and some bad. The bad news is that it's almost definitely fake. I can't guarantee it, but considering it was taken with a phone, it's already quite probable that it's fake. And the score is a little underwhelming, so it's either fake or there's just a bit of work left. Still, the possibility that it's just an early engineering sample is there. The second issue is really in the idea pointed out by Forbes of AMD fitting a third CCX module on the die. I'm really not sure if it can be done given the size. Don't forget that there's a reason Threadripper is physically a good bit bigger than Ryzen. Of course, it has more modules than 3, but still, it may be possible but unlikely. That, of course, leaves the good news, and it's that AMD really might release a Ryzen 7 2800X. They may even call it a Ryzen 9 2800X given Intel's use of the i9 moniker in the 9900K. Of course, that part is pure speculation on my part. What isn't speculation though, is that AMD does have a 2800X, and they're not afraid to use it. How do I know? Well, if anyone remembers, I covered this a little while back, that while at an event right up to Ryzen 2's launch, when asked where the 2800X was, AMD's Senior Vice President Jim Anderson stated, quote, "We felt like with the 2700X and 2700 at the performance and price points, we had the space covered." But later in the interview says, quote, "That doesn't preclude a 2800X someday, right? Maybe. But for now, we believe those two SKUs cover the space well." Don't forget that that was actually prior to Ryzen 2, so this is a little while back. Basically, AMD does have something to counter Intel if the time arises. Whether that's a 10-core 20-thread CPU is unlikely, but whatever it is, AMD might just surprise you. So while that does it for today, what do you think about AMD possibly releasing a 10-core CPU to stay ahead of Intel's 9900K? Let me know down in the comments below, and don't forget to check out the HD58X over on Mastrop. They're seriously a great company and it helps out the channel, so check that out in the description below. And as always, have a great day.